So if you didn't know, the best season is upon us. It's Gemini season from May 21st to June 21st. Geminis reign supreme, yeah. So being that I am myself a very proud Gemini, I am a Gemini sun with a Gemini rising. So I got a lot of Gemini inside of my chart, and I do definitely identify quite a bit with being a Gemini. I decided that I wanted to take it upon myself and do a Gemini inspired video and kind of play off of the general stereotype that us Geminis unfairly have. So because Gemini is the sign of the twin, a lot of people have this idea that Geminis are these two-faced people, that they have like multiple different types of personalities. And you know what? In a lot of ways, it's kind of true, but not in a negative sense though. I feel like Geminis are just really adaptable people. They can wear a lot of hats. They could kind of play a lot of parts. I mean, I personally feel like I have a lot of different sides to me, and especially when it comes to makeup, I kind of like to go in two completely different directions. On one hand, I really love very natural, glowy, fresh, just very like easy going makeup, and then on the other hand, I like the complete opposite. I like the dramatics, I like the color, I like the smokiness. So because you guys are most used to seeing me do that more natural look, today in honor of Gemini season, I'm going to be going to the other side of my personality, and I'm going to be doing a really fun, really out there, colorful, smoky look. I have a wig, which I may or may not put on by the end of the video. I also have contact lenses, which I'm going to be putting into my eyeballs because today I want to feel like a different person. I am a Gemini after all. If you did not know, we are all more than our sun sign. So even if you are not a Gemini, you may have some Gemini in your chart. Just putting that out there. All right, let the Gemini transformation begin. Okay, I think the first step to this look is going to be to put in the contacts, and I'm honestly so horrified for so many reasons. The last time that I put contacts on for a video was actually for another transformation video, and it was the most horrific experience of my life. Roll the clip. Wish me luck. I hate that. I'm touching my eyeball, but it's not going on it. Dick. Why did I decide to do this? It's a roller coaster of emotions. Maybe I'll just like Photoshop my eye color instead. Maybe that'll be easier, way less invasive. Ah, I did it! Okay, my eye's blue now. Do I look different? Am I transformed? Also, the last time I wore color contacts, it was another traumatizing experience. So many people in the comments were ripping me to shreds because I was wearing like blue color contacts. They just didn't like the way that they looked. And like I understood it was definitely a very jarring look, very different than like my dark brown eyes, but I just wanted to have some fun with the contacts. Scarred me and made me never want to put color contacts in my eyes ever again until today. I will link the exact ones that I'm gonna be wearing down below in case you're curious, but they are from Desio. All of my efforts were not even on camera, which makes me devastated because I got one contact in just like that, and I wish I got it on camera. And then for the last 20 minutes, I've been struggling to put the second one in my eyeball. So you missed a little bit, but you also really didn't miss much. I look like Edward Cullen. I look like a vampire who only eats animals and not humans. All my 14-year-old dreams are coming true right now. I always wanted to look like a fed vampire. Some of you are like already writing in the comments, Jamie, I never want to see you with different colored eyes ever again. Okay, now that my eyes are in, it's time to do the eyeshadow. Oh my God, this is horrible. I don't know how people wear contacts. So for today's look, I'm taking some inspiration from this wig. I really want to do a blue inspired look because I don't really know the last time I did a blue look on my channel, first of all. And I also got this palette in the mail the other day and I really want to play with it. This is the new House Laboratories Love Stupid palette. And as soon as I opened up this palette, I saw these three blues over here and I was like, okay, these are going on my eyeballs today because they are so gorgeous. So I am gonna start off though by priming my lids with some concealer. So I'm just gonna go in with my NARS concealer in light 2.75 and just put that all over my lid. So the first shade that I'm gonna go in with is Plastic Dolls, which is this shade right here. It's kind of like a coral pink and it's matte. And I'm just gonna pop that right above my crease and I'm gonna start to create a shape with this color. I'll zoom you guys in a little bit more. Say hi to my creepy eyes. It's actually nice and light. It's not as pigmented as I was expecting to be, which is actually working for me for a transition shade because it's just going on really nice and soft, which is what I want. So here's a little tip that I have for you guys. When I want to see how eyeshadows are going to react together, like let's say I want to see how a certain eyeshadow is going to blend with another eyeshadow, I'll put it on the back of my hand and I'll try and make just like a quick little gradient and see what happens. And then I'll be able to see whether or not the eyeshadows will actually mesh and transition well into each other. And I'm realizing that the plastic doll shade that I just applied is not going to mesh very well with the blue. It's kind of a hard shade to transition into one another. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the shade here called Stupid Love, and I'm going to use that right into my crease to just start to create a little bit of depth. And then we'll start to add some more blue and color a little bit later, but we do have to kind of work up to it slowly, I think. On another brush that's a little bit smaller than the last one we used, and I'm just gonna start to create some depth into my crease and onto the outer corner. This is a pretty color though. I really want to accentuate a wing shape here, so I'm bringing the eyeshadow out quite far out, farther than I would even typically go. Honestly, the more natural side of my personality right now is like, Jamie, just leave it like this, put a shimmery shade on the lid and call it a day. Because just this, I feel like it's just such a pretty look. I really love how these two shades work together. So now I'm gonna start to get a little bit crazy. I'm gonna go into that electric blue called Sine, or Scene, S-I-N-E. Not sure how to say that one, but it's a really gorgeous cobalt blue. And on a more precise brush, this is my Morphe M506. I'm actually gonna press that right on the outer corner of the eye, almost in like a wing shape. Like I'm creating a wing with the eyeshadow. So I'm not bringing it into the crease, I'm just angling it from my lash line to the outer corner of my eye. So now I'm gonna go into this pencil brush, and I'm going to go into the shade Peace, which is this gorgeous turquoise. And I'm going to kind of use this as a transition shade between the cobalt blue and the lid, because I do want it to blend into something. So I'm just applying a little bit of that color right along that edge. While I'm at it, I'm also going to go back into Stupid Love, which is that dark mauve brown, and I'm just going to kind of buff along the edge of the cobalt where it meets the pink on that outer corner. I don't want it to be super blended, but I also don't want the line to be harsh. And just kind of blending a little bit with that color is gonna do the trick. So I think what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to take a little bit of my face powder and put it on the remainder part of my lid that doesn't have anything on it. So now I'm taking a little bit of the light blue here called Enigma, and I'm just going to use that to transition the turquoise into the skin color that's on my lid. Okay, so now that I have, I think, the majority of the eyeshadow done, I'm gonna take some makeup remover and just remove any eyeshadow that's fallen, and I'm also gonna clean up the outer corner of my eye, make it nice and sharp. And besides that, I feel like the eyeshadow palette worked really, really great. All of the eyeshadows that I used just meshed super well together. The blue especially, like that cobalt blue, showed up so bright and gorgeous, so very impressed with that. Very good. So I do want my skin to be a little bit more full coverage, so I am going to go in with one of my favorite full coverage foundations. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless in the shade 3 Neutral. And to make a little concoction, I'm going to mix in the Smashbox Vitamin Glow Primer, and I actually will also mix in a little bit of my foundation primer Radiance from Laura Mercier to create a little concoction. I just kind of want this to be a little bit more fluid and not quite as thick and full coverage as this foundation is on its own, and these two products are going to help to do that, and they're also going to give more of a glow to the product as well. So on the back of my hand, I'm going to put 1.5 pumps of the foundation, so barely any, because a little bit of this stuff really goes a very, 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 very long way. I'm also going to put 2 pumps of the Smashbox primer, and then just a teeny tiny little dollop of the Laura Mercier Radiance Primer to give a bit of a glow. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my foundation brush, and I'm going to work the foundation into the brush, and even going on the back of my hand to like wipe off some of the excess, because I don't want to apply too much foundation. I really want to make sure that the foundation is into the brush and not just sitting on top of it, so that I don't apply too much. And then we're just going to start to kind of airbrush it onto the face and just build as needed. So you can see it's not really applying a lot, but it is adding some coverage. slowly. And that's how I make sure that I don't go overboard with a more full coverage foundation. This is where I kind of like to mesh my two makeup personalities. Even though I went more dramatic on the eyes and I'm even going more full coverage for the skin, I still want things to look fresh because that's just kind of my preference all around, no matter what kind of look I'm doing. So for the concealer, I'm just gonna go in with my NARS one just because that's what I have right next to me. And I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna put it on the back of my hand because I don't wanna over apply the concealer. And same thing with the concealer, I'm really working the product into the brush so that I don't over apply. And then kind of just airbrush whatever is onto the brush onto my skin. Right away, I'm gonna set my under eyes with a little bit of powder. So I'm just gonna take this Pat McGrath Skin Finish Sublime Perfection Blurring Under Eye Powder, which I actually do really love. This one is in the shade Medium. And on the Smith 104 brush, I'm just gonna sweep that only underneath my eyes. I'm actually not gonna put any other powder around my face, maybe just on my nose because foundation tends to kind of rub off. But the foundation that I applied is quite long wearing and it sets down pretty nicely, and I kind of want my skin to have this nice sheen to it. I don't want to matte it out at all. So for the under part of my eye, to create a similar look on the lower lash line as I did for the upper lash line, I'm going to start off with Stupid Love, that like mauve-y brown, and just pop that right on the outer corner of my eye. Almost connect it to the upper lid. And then going in to Sign or Scene or however you say it, the bright blue, and put that in the middle. And then for the inner part of the eye, I'm gonna take Peace. For my waterline, I'm gonna put a bright blue eyeliner. This is the NARS High Pigment Longwear Eyeliner in Ocean Drive. Why not? I figure if we're gonna take it there, let's take it there. I think I just colored my contact lens with that a little bit. Love that for me. Okay, this is about the point where things look a little bit crazy, but I am now gonna put on mascara and lashes and hopefully everything will just come together. So I'm just gonna do that off camera and then I'll be right back. All right, mascara and lash is on. I pretty much just put a corner lash just on the outer corner of my eye to really accentuate that shape that we have going on the eyeshadow. Not gonna lie though, this eye color is totally tripping me out. I kind of feel like they look like cat eyes. It's the weirdest thing. Now I'm gonna just do my brows. I'm just gonna take my Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil and just fill in my shape. I freshly tweezed my brows so that they were a foxy eye shape. I got rid of a little bit of my tail and I kind of just made sure my brow looked a little bit more lifted, so it's gonna go really well with this eye shape as well. I have been getting asked quite a bit whether or not I regret creating this new shape with my brow, and I gotta say, I kind of wish that I did it sooner. I just feel like this shape really suits my eyes a lot more. And now when I look back at some of my old videos with my previous brow shape, it almost looks weird to me. It's so strange how quickly you can get used to things. I think it's because maybe I didn't go super overboard. It's not like I totally shaved off my brow like from here out. I just kind of made a very subtle adjustment that I felt like made a pretty big difference. For the cheeks, we are also going more on like the natural side. I'm gonna be using creams. This is my Hourglass Illume Sheer Color Trio, and I'm gonna be using this bronzer and this blush today because I feel like this coral blush is also really gonna complement the eyes. I'm gonna take this Smith 157 brush and just pat this on my cheeks. I kind of forgot how much I love this little trio. This bronzer is so freaking gorgeous. I don't even know if this product is still available. It would be such a crime if it wasn't because it's such a good one. I do kind of want my cheeks to be a little bit brighter. I feel like that blush is a little bit too soft for this look because the eyes are so intense. So I'm gonna go into this Tower 28 blush in the shade Happy Hour. It's a very, very bright pink. Only going to take a teeny tiny amount. So I'm like barely even dabbing my brush in here. I'm gonna dab off the excess even on the back of my hand because this is quite a pigmented product. And I'm just gonna put that right on the apples of my cheeks. I feel like that does the trick. Something else that I totally could have done was take the Plastic Doll shade, that like pink that we used in the transition shade, and put that on the cheeks. That would have worked really well too. So for the lips, I also want to do something that's really nice and soft, but also play with that like nice pinky coral that we have throughout the face. So I'm going to go in first with this Nude Sticks gel color in the shade Alley. It's a really perfect, just nice, simple, pinky nude. That all over the lip. And then I'm gonna top that off with this Fenty gloss in the shade Sweet Mouth. So this is the finished makeup look. I really, really love the way it turned out. Very happy with it. So now it is time to finish everything off with an outfit change as well as the wig. So yeah, I'm gonna do this off camera because I am not a wig expert at all. It's actually gonna be probably a little bit difficult for me to make this look good, but we're just gonna do it just for the shits and gigs, and then I'm gonna put on another top and we'll be finished with this transformation. Before you say anything, I know this is intense, but that's kind of the point. I just showed my boyfriend the look and he was like, you look like a Marvel character, and it's very unsettling. I also fully can't see myself because my contacts keep moving in front of my pupil. So it's like, I have no idea what's going on right now. I also opted for this classy nude mock neck tank top. I feel like I have successfully turned into my Gemini alter ego. I mean, what more can I do at this point? All right, guys, so that finishes off the video. I can't even look at myself in the viewfinder because it's really tripping me out a little bit, but listen, this was a really fun video to make. I love doing these transformations. It's so different than what I normally do. I mean, when do I ever have a chance to pop on color contacts, put on a wig, and just like go crazy with my makeup? I guess really at any point. But it's nice to have a good excuse, and that excuse being Gemini season. And of course, a happy birthday to all my little Gemini babies out there. Also, let me know down below if you guys would like to see any other astrology inspired videos. I could even do just another like makeup video inspired by a sign. Let me know down below if I should continue doing this like month to month. It could be fun. Give this video a big thumbs up if you did enjoy it, and of course subscribe if you want to join the fam. I would really love to have you, and that is it. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.